Hey you guys, so I have decided to make a Patreon account, and if you don't know what Patreon is, it's pretty much supporting people's content. That being an artist, that being a music producer, that being a YouTuber, just anyone. And it's not really like a Indiegogo and stuff like that where you give money for a certain cause. With Patreon, it's pretty much an ongoing thing. And for my Patreon, I have it for you can give me a certain amount of money a month, and that being $1, $10, 20, 100, 500, so forth. You can give me as much money as you want, and I obviously am not telling anyone they have to give me money. It's just something that would help me out so much, like so incredibly much. And even if you do decide to donate $1, that's $12 a year, and that's $12 more than I will be getting. Because currently I do not make any money off of YouTube. Zero. Zero. Absolutely nothing. I think the last time I got paid from YouTube was 4 or 5 years ago, which is pretty ridiculous. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make money off of something that you obviously have a passion for. And YouTube is something that I'm passionate about, and makeup is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. I don't think a lot of people realize how much I do enjoy making makeup videos. I love creating looks. It's kind of like my calling. It's the one thing in the world that I know that I want to do, and it's something that I know that makes me happy, and I would love to be able to have what I do be enough, if that makes sense. Pretty much a little backstory. So before I moved to Las Vegas, which is where I currently reside, which is over a year and a half, like not a year and a half, over a year ago, I lived in Colorado, and I was working 3 jobs at some point, which is pretty ridiculous, but it was just kind of like I had to do what I had to do to, make money. And as much as I loved working, I'm a hardworking person. Like, don't let me not working for over a year now fool you into thinking that I'm lazy and I don't want to get a job, because I have tried to get a job and it's been nearly impossible for me to do so. And with Patreon, it would just kind of ease my mind, because there's nothing more stressful than having to find a job and not being able to. So I was working 3 jobs, and I was probably the most depressed and miserable I've ever been in my entire life. I don't want this to become a sob story of any kind. I don't want anyone to feel bad for me ever, but my depression got so bad. And during that time I was not making videos. Obviously I was really busy, and I just kind of lost my passion for it because of how depressed I became. And obviously I'm a lot better now because of like how much happier I am, but it was such a hard time for me, and a lot of people don't realize that that I was pretty much suffering. I was pretty much faking everything online because I didn't want anyone to look up to me and see that I was this depressed person, because that's a horrible role model to be. And I just had been going down this hole that I'm so glad I'm out of, but I have developed anxiety now, and my depression is still ongoing, but I don't even know like what to say. So now my main problem is that since I am getting older, I do have bills to pay, and if you're making $0 an hour, then it's kind of impossible to do so. I've signed up for health insurance and food stamps. I just recently signed up for food stamps because I can't even afford to feed myself, which is really, really sad. But I still owe my dentist that I went to before I had health insurance. I still owe almost $500, which is ridiculous, and it's kind of scary. So that is my main priority, is trying to pay that off. And obviously the way I'm doing that is by pretty much putting in the work and just doing the best that I can, because that's all that I really can do. And I do have my shop's boutique, but I do not make enough money off of my shop to make a living. I've only made a few sales, to be honest. But I know that it's one of those things that takes time to start up. But I know a lot of people ask like, oh, how do you afford this? How do you afford that? And I pretty much sell everything. I've sold so many of my clothes and so many accessories, so much extra makeup that I had from before, just to be able to afford to get nicer makeup, to do videos and all that stuff. So I literally do everything in my power to keep doing this, to keep this YouTube alive, pretty much. So by me making this Patreon, it is helping me so much. Like, you guys have no idea how much it is helping me. And so if you do decide to donate $1 or whatever you can, just know that I am eternally grateful. And for the perks, I'm not really sure what to do for those, so if you guys would like to leave suggestions on what you would like for me to do, then that would be really awesome. I would really love to do giveaways, like give away makeup palettes and just makeup, brushes, etc. Stuff like that. That would honestly be amazing for me. I actually do have a few items right now that I've been sort of collecting to do a giveaway, but I'm just kind of waiting to get the right amount. But just so you know, Sugar Pill is some of the stuff that I'm giving away, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, I would just really love to give back. And I noticed with a lot of people's Patreon, it's a lot of like, gimme, 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 but I think it's important to receive and give at the same time. So I would really love to do that, and for me to ease the stress of having to find a job and being depressed because I can't find a job and feeling like a failure, which I hate. Like, that's just kind of like a feeling that I can't kick. And with Patreon, it's kind of opened like a door for me to be able to do the things that I love, which is YouTube and makeup. And for me, doing makeup to be a job is honestly a dream come true. So just letting you guys know that. So my Patreon link will be down below, and that is all. Just know that I love you guys so much, and if you can't afford to give me anything, subscribing honestly makes a huge difference and helps me out so much as well. So thank you guys for watching my video, and I will see you guys in my next one. I love you. Bye.